The world of Apple is shifting again, and this time, it's not about incremental updates, it's about a major internal transformation that could reshape how future MacBooks and iPads are built. The M5 series has officially leaked, and this new chapter in Apple Silicon might be the most interesting one yet. Hidden behind the polished surface, quiet announcements, and well-choreographed events, Apple has been preparing the foundation for a new era of devices designed to push performance without sacrificing efficiency. In the past few weeks, multiple sources have revealed something extraordinary, an early unboxing video of what appears to be the upcoming iPad Pro with the M5 chip. Yes, before Apple even hinted at it. The device looks strikingly familiar, but under that same aluminum shell lies the next big leap in Apple Silicon technology. This isn't just a rumor, the iPad M5 has been physically handled, tested, and benchmarked before its official reveal. What we're seeing is not just a faster iPad, it's a preview of how the next MacBook Pro will behave, perform, and evolve when powered by the same chip family. At first glance, the new iPad Pro M5 looks identical to the M4 version, especially in the 13-inch variant. The chassis design hasn't changed, same flat edges, same thin aluminum build, and the same layout of ports and buttons. But Apple's biggest shifts are often invisible. It's not about external design this time, it's about what's happening deep inside that thin frame. The model spotted in the leak comes with iPadOS 26 pre-installed and features 12 GB of RAM on the base configuration. Higher storage tiers are said to come with 16 GB of RAM, meaning Apple is clearly targeting creative professionals who push multitasking and graphical power to their limits. The packaging of the leaked iPad varies by region, some boxes include a charger, others don't, depending on market requirements. Apple's push for sustainability continues, but what's more interesting is the compatibility factor. The leaked footage confirms that the iPad Pro M5 works perfectly with the same accessories as the M4 model, including the Magic Keyboard Folio and Apple Pencil Pro. That's a rare move for Apple, a sign that the company isn't forcing accessory obsolescence this generation. Now, the real question, what's inside this so-called M5 that makes it so special? Early performance benchmarks from Geekbench suggest a 10% improvement in single-core performance and about 15% in multi-core. Modest on paper, but the real magic is in the graphics. GPU scores show up to a 35% boost compared to the M4 chip, which was already among the most powerful mobile processors on the market. For gamers, video editors, and digital artists, that leap is significant. In high-end applications like 3D rendering, video exporting, and gaming, especially AAA titles optimized for iPad, users could experience smoother, faster, and more stable performance than ever before. But make no mistake, this isn't a revolutionary leap. Apple's pattern with M-series chips has been steady and predictable, small efficiency bumps each generation, followed by a larger leap every 3 or 4 years. The M5 fits right into that rhythm. Its CPU improvements are subtle, but its GPU advancements and internal efficiency refinements show Apple is preparing for the next major design evolution that might come with the M6 or M7 series. When it comes to design, Apple is clearly holding back for now. No titanium frames. No color changes. No dual camera array like the rumor suggested. The camera system on the M5 iPad Pro appears to be the same single-lens setup as the M4, although some leaked photos suggest a mysterious secondary sensor near the main camera. It could be a LiDAR variant, a depth sensor, or even an autofocus assist component, but nothing is confirmed. What's clear is that Apple is maintaining design consistency for a reason. The big changes are reserved for when it truly counts. What makes this story even more intriguing is how it connects directly to the upcoming MacBook Pro lineup. Based on Apple's release cycle and supply chain leaks, we're now entering the window for new MacBook Pro announcements. In fact, many Apple watchers believe that October will mark the quiet reveal of the M5-powered MacBook Pros, 14-inch and 16-inch models, carrying M5, M5 Pro, and M5 Max variants. Supply chain data from Apple's partners suggests that custom configurations for the current M4 MacBook Pros are being delayed or outright discontinued. That's usually a major red flag that Apple is preparing new stock for incoming models. Retailers have also reported declining availability of the 14-inch MacBook Pro, a pattern we've seen time and again right before new models hit the market. Even U.S. regulatory filings with the FCC have hinted at unreleased Apple computing devices, which matches Apple's typical pre-launch timing perfectly. This is not speculation, this is how Apple's product cycle works like clockwork. So, what does this mean for buyers? Should you grab an M4 MacBook Pro now or wait for the M5 version? The answer depends on your needs. If you're a video editor, developer, or designer who relies heavily on sustained GPU performance, the M5 could be worth the wait. Apple is reportedly optimizing the M5's GPU for even better thermal control, ensuring peak performance lasts longer without throttling. But if your work is primarily CPU-bound or general purpose, the M4 Pro and M4 Max remain phenomenal choices. In fact, they'll likely see solid discounts during seasonal sales like October Prime deals or Black Friday. The new M5 MacBook Pros, much like the iPad Pro M5, aren't expected to bring any major design overhaul. Expect the same aluminum unibody design, the same ports, and the same color options. This is a spec bump generation, one that's laying the groundwork for something much bigger down the line. That something is expected to be the introduction of OLED displays and possibly touchscreen support in the MacBook Pro lineup, rumored for the 2027 models. That will be the true generational leap in design. Until then, Apple is focusing on refining the internals. If you own an M2 or M3 machine, you're still in a great position. Those devices are more than capable for professional workloads and creative projects for years to come. Apple Silicon has matured to the point where even a 2-year-old model feels incredibly fast. The incremental improvements in the M5 are welcome, but not essential for everyone. Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture, Apple's Silicon roadmap. The company is clearly entering a phase of refinement, pushing power efficiency, thermal control, and AI integration into its chips. The M5 is rumored to introduce an improved neural engine with enhanced on-device AI capabilities. This could tie into Apple Intelligence features across macOS and iPadOS, bringing smarter workflows, adaptive editing tools, and more responsive system behavior. Imagine your MacBook learning your habits, predicting your next actions, and optimizing performance dynamically. That's where Apple's focus lies. Performance leaks also show that the M5 Pro and M5 Max variants will feature expanded memory bandwidth, better energy management, and slightly larger cache sizes. These changes, while subtle, could significantly improve sustained workloads for tasks like rendering, compiling, or editing. Apple isn't chasing raw numbers, it's fine-tuning the experience. But why release another set of devices with nearly identical designs? Because Apple's ecosystem thrives on consistency. The company wants its users to transition smoothly, without compatibility issues or learning curves. Accessories, docks, and workflows all remain seamless. The next design revolution will come once Apple finalizes the next display and input technologies, likely when OLED MacBooks debut with integrated touch controls. If we look at Apple's overall strategy, the M5 generation is an investment phase. The chips represent the backbone of future devices, including the rumored next-gen MacBook Air, iMac Refresh, and even the base-level Mac Mini. Each will likely use a derivative of the M5 core architecture. That's why the early iPad leak is so significant. It's not just about one product. It's the first tangible sign of what's coming to the entire Mac ecosystem. So if you're planning an upgrade, here's the realistic breakdown. If you need a laptop now, the M4 Pro or M4 Max MacBook is still a powerhouse, especially if you can find it discounted. If you can wait just a few weeks, the M5 variants will offer better GPU performance, slightly improved CPU efficiency, and possibly extended battery life. But if you're hoping for a full redesign, you'll need to wait for the 2027 models with OLED and touchscreen support. The iPad Pro M5, on the other hand, will shine for content creators, gamers, and designers who crave the best possible performance in a portable form factor. The M4 version is still excellent, and with upcoming sales, it might become an incredible value option for anyone who doesn't need the absolute latest chip. Apple's subtle updates often hide massive implications. The M5's architecture will likely shape the next generation of Apple silicon for years, paving the way for the eventual M6 and M7 series. Each chip gets closer to bridging the gap between iPad and Mac, between portable and professional, between mobile and desktop performance. Apple isn't rushing this transformation. It's building it step by step, layer by layer, and the M5 is one of those layers that will define the future. Whether it's in an iPad or a MacBook Pro, the performance-to-efficiency ratio, the AI-driven enhancements, and the GPU optimization tell us one thing: Apple is planning for a longer game than just yearly upgrades. So while the designs might look familiar today, the foundation beneath them is evolving. Apple is preparing for a unified era of computing where every device, from the smallest iPad to the most powerful MacBook Pro, operates on the same intelligent, efficient architecture, optimized for creative expression, performance, and energy consciousness. The leaks may have spoiled the surprise, but they've also confirmed something far more exciting: Apple's future is already here, quietly sitting in a pre-release iPad Pro that looks deceptively ordinary but hides an extraordinary leap forward. The M5 is not the end of innovation, it's the calm before the next revolution.